So this is episode number 47 of Vomiting Rainbows, the holiday edition.
Absolutely.
And this episode, we
drink a lot of eggnog.
Doug and Joe. We update you on the girl who shot her baby daddy.
Find out what books are good for and what they're not good for.
And you get more likes.
The difference between comets and meteors.
Exactly. We talk about UFOs that diss us.
And aliens.
Aliens. We have a long ramble at the beginning about an idea for a new podcast.
Yes.
So you definitely should fast forward through that if it's boring you. You can go to the other stuff.
Right. Or rewind it and get more ideas to help us.
And then we update on some girls who took a bunch of cocaine to Australia, and they definitely didn't get busted. Yeah, okay. So listen and enjoy. These were probably a bad investment.
I don't know, man. At one point we might need to use them when we get big guest stars in here.
Yeah.
When Marky Mark's in town.
How did you know Marky Mark was going to come in? Yeah, that was going to be my end-of-year guest special.
Wait. Damn. I just knew you had a big thing with the Funky Bunch.
Yeah, that's true.
What was the name of his band?
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
No, what was the name of the band before that? Wasn't he in?
Yeah, it was like one of those.
It was like
boy bands.
Wham.
No.
But it wasn't Wham. You know what I mean? It was like Wham. It was like George Michael to Wham, as is Marky Mark is to. It was pre-Funky Bunch.
But wasn't
we should know this? We're the ones we were supposed to ask these questions that we have answers to.
But wasn't
my fucking headphones?
Wasn't Danny Wahlberg like also he was in a boy band? Were they in the same boy band?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I guess I assumed Danny was in the Funky Bunch. What was the name of the band?
Wasn't it New Kids on the Block?
No, dude. No.
But that was
Jesus
Wahlberg.
Christ.
Wasn't it?
No. What?
Danny Wahlberg was in.
Oh, what?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Mark Wahlberg's brother was in New Kids on the Block?
Dude, you've got to be kidding me.
This whole show could just be like, what the I didn't know that.
Hold on, let's see.
Actually, that'd be good if you try to stump people. What if you did Whose Line is a Million? What is it? Not Whose Line is it anyway. No. What's the millionaire thing? How to Win $1 Million?
Right.
No, what is it? What's it called? It's called
$1 Million in a Trunk.
No, dude, the big $1 million
money in a chest.
God damn it, Doug. I have something here.
Okay.
What's the $1 million show thing? It's not
How to Win
$1
Million.
Yeah.
Or How to Be a Million.
How to Be a Millionaire. Is it?
No.
What the fuck is
Dude,
this?
this is the worst podcast
ever. Oh my God, we have no. But so, assuming we eventually get the name of the show, then we have a show that's like How to Win $1 Million. Was it Millionaire?
Yeah. How to Become a Millionaire or something like that.
What the?
I think my mic is low.
How do we not know this?
Hold
I
on,
think my mic's low.
Oh, do you?
I don't know.
I'm gonna put mine up just a little more.
But so what if you had a game show where you just had to like stump people, but there weren't like multiple choice questions. There was like really easy answers of like who is that, and they just had to say who it was.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's not that exciting now that I say it out loud.
He was the founding member of NK, New Kids on the Block.
Danny Wahlberg. Whatever,
Donnie
dude.
Wahlberg.
You
Donnie.
fucking think you know everything. Yeah,
Donnie
see, I thought you were talking
Wahlberg.
about Danny. If you would have said Donnie, I would have known that.
You would have totally known.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of myself for not knowing that it was
Check
Donnie.
out what now that we're on today's show.
Okay, well,
Doug and Joe will discover and learn about the beauties of the new technology known as internet.
Okay, Mark Wahlberg.
We will be surfing the webs and finding new tricks and trades about how to navigate through the website portals.
Okay, first
of online land. Have you heard of the new? There's a new. I don't know if it's like an AI or an A. I don't know what you would even call
Marky
it.
Mark originally was part of New Kids on the Block with his brother before.
Fuck! Wait, what? God damn it! I'm partially proud of myself for not knowing this, but also really ashamed. It's a weird feeling. It's kind of like after. Okay. Anyway.
I'm just shocked that you didn't. I mean,
yeah.
I was pretty.
No, I should know. I'm way into the pop stuff now.
I feel like we were both kind of. Ooh, I feel like I'm overblown.
Now we're like blowing it.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, whatever.
Damn, what was about? I was just about to say something really important.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was though.
What
were we talking about before? Can you just go back?
Can I go into the Wayback Machine? Okay, so we were talking about.
I love that nonprofit.
I have no idea what we were talking
about. The
Internet
Archive. Have you been to their building?
I have. I almost worked with them.
Dude, you should have.
Why?
Because it's fucking awesome.
No, that guy, whoever his name is.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, but he's spending his own money on it, basically.
Because he's awesome. Because he knows it's like a philanthropic thing that's necessary, and he's raised money for it too. Careful, this is public information. You're sharing right now.
I appreciated it all, but it was so shoestring there.
Well, I went there more recently, and
Okay.
I wouldn't call it shoestring. I'm sure you were there.
I might have been
years
there,
ago in the dinosaur ages of the internet.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was that pre Netscape?
No, that was post Netscape.
Oh, okay, that
just,
would make sense.
Yeah, it was just when I was like out playing the field.
Hey, AOL Messenger is gone.
Hey,
what was your Messenger name?
Doug.
Were you like?
I was Doug.
Dude.
Yeah.
You lost some serious equity there then.
Yeah. Well, I was also Doug at AOL.com.
Yeah.
For a long time. Yeah, but when I used to work with AOL through Sprint.
Sure.
And because of that, they when you leave the company, they take back your name.
Oh man.
If it's like under a certain
it's like
number of characters.
You're a cop and you have to turn in your badge.
Exactly.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was, I guess still is, first name Whitney on Twitter, which is pretty sweet.
Black.
No,
right?
Nope.
Oh.
Maybe there are multiple Whitneys, or maybe she lost hers.
Whitney who?
That's it's not important. But the point is,
we can just
when
look
Whitney
it up.
Houston died, that's true. You could. When Whitney Houston died, shit hit the fan.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because you know what I mean. A lot of people tweeted at her.
At
Not
Whitney?
the best story. God, I wish I would have remembered what I was talking about earlier. It was really good.
Hey, by the way, this is Vomiting Rainbows. This is episode number 47 of a Darker News podcast Doug and Joe just randomly talk about things that we're thinking about as they pop in and out of our heads. What a great podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that's similar to a morning show, right? They're not really, there's not that much structure.
Joe, my co-host, the man, the myth, the two-eyed legend.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. I tell him some stories that he knows nothing about.
Mono eye.
Are you going to poke one out
what
right now? What is that?
Poke one out?
Why would you poke out an eye right now? Mono eye. Why?
No, I don't know. I was just thinking about what you would call one eye. What's it called with the thing? Dude, my brain. So here's the thing. So I'm going to preface this podcast.
Hold on.
I don't think I'm an incredibly intelligent person, but I think I'm like somewhat clever and smart.
I'll go with clever.
You don't have to add info here. I got like 2 hours of sleep last night.
Why?
So, why did I get 2 hours of sleep?
Because I was at that. No, when was that party?
No, that was 2 nights. What are you talking about?
That was 2 nights ago.
No, I just couldn't sleep, and so I am not altogether there.
Right.
No, again, I preface the preface with the fact that I'm never always together there, but I feel like I'm more all together than I am now, and so I'm realizing I'm having trouble remembering simple things. So I just want everyone to like enjoy this journey with us today, and I hopefully will remember because I would also like to say, at times like these, it's sometimes when the most genius things can come out of your mouth, and I would like to point out someone who I think of myself similar to, a fellow by the name of Albert Einstein, years and years ago, used to have a way in which he would come up with his great ideas, which he would hold a stone in his hand above a bucket of water, and as he fell asleep, he would drop the stone in the water and wake himself up, because that's when he'd have his best ideas in this like weird subconscious half-awake state. So I think even though I'm not going to remember shit, you drop things, and that's the weird trick you play on yourself with whipped cream, isn't it?
I think I like where Einstein was going.
Okay.
I think the whipped cream thing is other people.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
But wait, you do the stone in the bucket thing?
No, but I do know that like I have like a lot of
the best ideas when you're half awake.
Yeah, half awake.
Have we talked about lucid dreaming? We did, I think, one time. Early on, maybe.
Yeah, I tend to.
You can.
I can.
You've trained yourself how, or you just always could?
No, I can try and like shape a dream as I go into it.
Dude, do you all? I mean, this is not to be vulgar, but do you always just try to?
No.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. I didn't have to say it on the air.
No, that wouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I was talking about petting dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't do that.
No.
Okay.
All right. Good call. Again, so this is a podcast where I tell you 3 stories that you know nothing about, and you spit them back in a colorful rainbow.
Do you think if we kept just following our hearts for an episode, we would end at an hour still, or would we just keep going? Would the podcast be like 3 hours?
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so we talked about this the other night. We're considering a new podcast, in which we might just stream consciousness, which I think
Just
might
kind
not,
of what's happening.
I think that might be a good idea as well. I kind of felt like,
What do you mean?
no, I like the idea of just stream consciousness
Instead of the other idea we had.
Yeah.
The what if thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot better. It's just the 2 of us talking
I think
shit.
you could do both.
Well,
we'll find that out.
Well,
but I like the idea. Well, it's like Seinfeld, right?
Right.
I like the idea of a show about nothing.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
pretty sweet. Yeah. Okay.
So, and we pretty much have a lot of shows about nothing.
Okay.
Well, we have a lot of shows.
Let's be respectful of one another here. I think all our shows are something.
Yeah, there's something.
It would be good to take callers, I feel like. If you had a show about nothing, like you would need a Newman, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then we could have that with callers. I'm not fucking Newman, Doug. You just pointed at me, you asshole. Are you serious? I would be Newman?
I said that was Ben.
Oh,
Wasn't that Ben?
Yeah, that is Ben. He's like meowing at sorry.
Yeah, he was at the door. Jesus Christ, sensitive
All right,
flower.
I'm sensitive towards Newman.
Wow.
Yeah, Ben was at the door meowing. He is.
Wow.
And you could be like,
do we need to talk about like
hello, Ben.
your self-respect?
No, we don't.
Do we need to have an affirmation
it's very
moment?
low.
How about we just have a what is that?
I don't fucking know.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough.
Yeah. Well, dude, hey, Al Franken, not the time to.
Oh, sorry.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That was Al Franken.
That
right?
was Al Franken.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
I just
SNL for years.
Well, hopefully he thinks. Wow.
Sorry, what?
Wow. I don't know where I was going to go there.
Well, yeah.
But
maybe
I just stopped my.
He wasn't talking into the right mirror.
Yeah. I just had to stop that altogether. New topic. Okay, so
but we're not doing that today. We're doing
we are not. We are
vomiting rainbows.
Apparently, we're trying it.
I mean, it's not a controllable thing per se.
Okay, so anyway, jumping.
If you wanted to do that, I would talk about my fingernails.
Why would you talk about your fingernails?
Because I bite my fingernails, and I've tried to not bite my fingernails, and I've used.
Why do you bite your
I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I don't know if this is a thing with habits. Do you remember you don't remember the moment you started the habit, you know, whether it's anything, alcoholism, fingernail biting, sex addiction, whatever addiction, whatever it is. I don't think you remember the moment like, oh, that's when I became. So I don't know at the point in which in my life that I was like, I'm going to start chewing on these. But I have, and it's been ever since I can remember. Maybe I was doing it when I was 5. I think my dad does it. I don't think my mom does it. Seems like it's a thing that men do more than women, but I think women do it as well. Not to make it a sexist thing.
No, I think I've known more girls.
Oh, really?
Bite their nails than.
Well, then maybe that's a personal experience.
I think a lot of girls would not bite their nails because they manicure them so much.
So that's the answer then.
You need to start manicuring.
I need to start getting manis and petties.
Right.
Okay.
And then painting them.
Well, painting them is one option you could do, where you paint, like I could do the Marilyn Manson thing with the black nail polish. I could also do there's like weird stuff you can put on them that tastes really bad, but I did that like 6 months ago, and then it was great actually for 3 weeks, and my nails started to get longer, but then I just would bite through it. Because movies, when you lose track of what you're doing, you just like, man, you see a good action film,
it's
and
like
you go to town on those things.
I feel like I would have now a what do you call it? Repetitive behavior, or like a non-thought behavior.
Right. Subconscious.
Subconscious.
Yeah.
Thank
Instinctive,
you.
maybe. Yeah. Subconscious more so.
Yeah. So I have that is like looking at my phone for no reason.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting. Like, is that a true? Because everyone has that now, right? Is that a true addiction? I think it is.
I think it is.
Definitely.
Like, there's no reason for me to look at my phone.
Yeah, that's fucking unhealthy, man.
Yeah.
For all of us, we're all in the same boat. I would say. I mean, that's more than 50% of the U.S. I would think, right? And this is a bubble perspective, probably, but I feel like in this country,
it's a
at
bubble
least,
perspective.
Yeah, bubble. Like this is. I don't know. I haven't been to the Midwest or the South anytime recently. I've been to the East Coast, and I've been out here, and I've been Pacific Northwest, and I feel like in all those places, most of the people at any given time are holding their phone out more than they're not holding their phone out.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Or when you sit at it, you look across at another table, and all the diners are looking at their phone, and you're like, oh, that's just, it just makes me queasy.
Well, so this brings me to this thing I saw the other day, which was this new. Again, I don't think it's AR where it's mapped on top of the world you're looking at through something. I think it's actually like a AI VR, not to say all these fucking buzzwords. And it's a game where you can like buy virtual land. So it's like EverQuest. I forget the name though, but like people are already purchasing land and maybe like trying to resell it and stuff.
Really?
That's interesting. I don't know why I said that.
I have
you have land?
No, I have a friend who made he made millions and millions of dollars by hiring these low wage workers to get a lot of coins and then
crypto?
But like buy a lot of coins for like World of Warcraft or some game. And then he would sell like high value weapons to people.
No way.
And he
That's absurd.
And made millions of dollars doing it.
So he'd hire people to play the video games to get coins.
Yeah, to get the weapons, and then they would trade the weapons to people who were like if you were on level 1 and you wanted this huge weapon just to crush it. Yeah. You could just go spend like $20 with him and get the weapon.
Jesus. Well, isn't that the story about how metaverse law started? It started being taught at Harvard University because so many years ago, I think it was it EverQuest, where someone had a like sword that was level whatever, like really, really, really advanced, like 10 years of playing this game sword that he had acquired, and someone hacked it and stole it from him. And so the dude reported it to the authorities and said, I've been robbed. And they're like, okay, file a report, and everyone's looking at the report. It's like, dude, this is like something on your computer. What are you talking about? No one he's like, no, this is my like thing that someone took from me, so it's a proper robbery. Right. And then at the point in time, there was no standard for any of that law, being it what then became metaverse law. And what really pushed it along was the fact that this dude went to a bunch of other authorities, tried to challenge it, and no one really cared, and they ended up finding the guy and murdering the guy who stole the sword.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
no,
that would be a good...
Am I turning you down?
Dude, we just became... Down? I don't know.
Okay.
But we just became dark news. See that?
Yeah,
I just segued us into dark news.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even hit one topic yet, so... I feel like we're on something now.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to talk about it, or you just want to
That's all I have, though, the dark news thing.
Okay.
If you want to jump into that, I'm almost asking you a dark news story. What do you think about that, Doug?
I didn't even know about that one.
I'd see.
That's kind of...
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
how the turntables have
turned.
Is that what DJs say to each other?
Yeah. Yeah, we turn those things.
Right. All right.
Yeah, but dude, you killed the dude. And then they're like, oh, shit, yeah, this is why law exists, so people don't take it into their own hands, and we need to structure this in some way. And then they did. We'll deal with this on another episode.
Oh, you want me to continue now?
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
I always want you to continue.
Hey, do you honestly feel snubbed by Umau?
Was this like an infomercial?
No, do you feel snubbed?
No.
Do you know what it is?
Nope.
Okay.
That's why I don't feel snubbed.
Okay.
Is it a dog food?
No, but it's an interstellar space object, which we don't know. Umau.
Okay.
And it's flying through our universe, just past Jupiter. It's coming straight towards us, but they say it's going to go right by us.
And that's the snubbing. Yeah. Is that it's not going to hit us?
It's not going to.
Or we're not going to see it.
No, they feel like it could be possibly an intelligent craft.
Whoa.
They're not getting any
readings.
Is
NASA-ish
all these
people?
Yeah, all these people watching it.
Scientists.
They're right now they're just saying it's an elongated asteroid.
Okay.
Which, by the way,
I got an elongated asteroid.
Way to go.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. So do you know what the difference between an asteroid and a comet is?
Ooh. Okay. Let me try this one.
All right.
Is an asteroid a type of meteor? Or they're both meteors, right?
Wait, yeah, they're both meteors.
Okay. So is a comet something that's like ice, and is an asteroid a rock and part of like Earth?
Yeah.
Or, not Earth, but part of like solid.
They think it's more metal.
Right.
Is an asteroid, and it doesn't have a trail.
Right.
Where as an asteroid, but a comet has a trail and is usually more gaseous.
Oh, okay.
So it could be ice or whatever.
There. Okay.
Yeah, but basically,
sure.
Like Halley's Comet has a trail.
Yeah.
So
and Hayakataki.
I don't know that one.
Dude, that was right. It wasn't. There was Hail Bop
Right.
and Hayakataki, I think, like 3 years apart, and they were both amazing in the sky. See, this is what growing up in Mendocino was good for, among a few other things, is that the sky.
You a smoker to weed?
No, the light pollution is like minimal.
Right.
So I just remember growing up as a kid with Hail Bop and Hayakataki being incredible, super super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good story.
Thank you.
So anyway, it's an odd shaped
Mau
asteroid.
Mau.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was named because it was it means like I can't remember, shooting craft or something.
Okay.
But anyway, it was found by the Hawaiian Observatory, so they got to name it.
Got it.
It is the first asteroid ever to come from interstellar space.
And that's beyond
That we
our
know.
solar system?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So and it's also screaming straight through our solar system.
Damn.
Usually it kind of curves around with gravity.
Yeah.
What they think is that it's so heavy and it's going so fast that it's going to pass by the sun.
And it won't hit the orbit because it's
it
fast
will.
and strong enough?
The
Okay.
strongest thing, obviously, the strongest gravitational pull is the sun.
Yeah.
So they think it's screaming towards the sun, and then it will like veer off right at.
And then it will orbit around the sun.
No, it will just shoot right out of
Oh,
our solar
really?
system
Damn.
and just keep going somewhere else.
So what makes them think it's a alien ship?
Just
was it
because they've
possible?
never seen an elongated asteroid like that. Usually they're shaped very much
Or they're
like
comets.
a boulder.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is it's just unique.
Right.
They're not saying it has to be something, but they've never seen anything move this fast and look this shape.
Interesting.
So they've started monitoring it as much as they can to see if any signals are coming off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so far they say no.
Man, I hope that. I mean, I definitely, and this is a longer conversation, believe that there's life out there in an ever expanding universe that's been around for so long.
Right.
And there's just the possibility of probabilities that it would exist. But wouldn't it be cool if, when it got to that point, the people who were these intelligent creatures visiting other places would always take that opportunity to fuck with people? Because you know what I mean? You get like one chance to kind of like spook somebody. And so if they were like flying by in a comet that looked like a comet, but it was a spaceship, and they were just like blasting like Mariah Carey that they recorded from us.
And
but
like,
just like and so then we're like, wait, what the fuck? It's Mariah Carey. And then when we finally are like, no, it's not Mariah Carey. It's this alien who just is like
or
joking.
they just like
or they're mooning us when we zoom in.
Right.
We're like, Mariah Carey on a comet, and we zoom in and there's just a window with a bunch of alien butts.
That would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Or just like constantly playing the Pee Wee Herman shit.
Oh, dude, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like wearing Pee Wee Herman masks, and then we have to take off the mask, and there's a reveal.
Right.
I hope, because I think it will happen eventually. Maybe it's us to another creature in 100,000 years, but that would be a good opportunity just to like joke around. Because it wouldn't have an Independence Day where people were freaking out if they were like cutting jokes right off the bat.
Yeah, but
you'd be like,
then,
oh, that's scary. And then, oh, they're mooning us. Oh, this is
But
no,
then-
their faces are butts. No, that's actually their butts. They're just mooning us.
yeah, but then they may not understand joke. And
That's
then
true.
Then
That's
they'll
true.
think it's like an affront. And then
Okay.
they'll kill us.
If aliens, if we thought, if this thing,
Because sometimes you've made a joke with somebody. They've taken it
not
the
everyone
wrong
gets
way.
sarcasm.
Right.
So okay, Umbapop.
Umbap. Yeah.
Is this a fucking Hanson's aliens?
Hanson.
This is a Hanson movie.
They might be coming. Their parents might be coming to get them back.
Nice. There it is. You should post that somewhere. That'll get voted up on Reddit. So you have Umbapop, whatever. Let's say everyone right now thinks it could be a space thing, but everyone's probably like, oh, it's a weird combination, asteroid, comet, whatever thing, meteor. And then we zoom in, it gets closer, and it's like, whoa, this is a ship. And then in another month, we zoom in, and there's a window that we see, and we're like, whoa, and it's like freaking international news, the biggest thing. People forget about our president and all this weird, crazy shit that's happening,
Right.
with the horrible new tax bill and all that. And we just like, there's a spaceship. It actually would unite our world in an amazing way, probably.
Yeah.
But then we zoom in, and then we see a window and a bunch of windows, and then we see what looks like butts in the window, but they're like green
Uh-huh.
and like scalier. I don't know. And Do you think at that point we would all be like, oh man, this is great, they're mooning us? Or would we be like, no, wow, this is crazy, their heads look like butts? And they're like staring at us with a sideways mouth, and they're going to kill us all.
I think, knowing how serious a lot of our world is, I don't think they would get that joke.
It wouldn't be funny.
I don't think it'd be funny.
We'd all be scared. We would. The default of most people would be
scared, for sure.
Huh.
Wouldn't you think?
I don't know.
Well, okay, you're standing in the middle of a field, just you.
Yeah. And
a bright light shines on you.
Yeah.
And you look up.
Yep.
And there's just
I'd be scared of that.
A butt in the window.
Yep.
And an alien
in the bright light window.
Yeah, in the bright light window with an alien looking down at you.
Yeah, okay.
And yet you're still getting pulled towards the butt.
It's like an inverted anal probe.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I'd be scared.
Yeah, you'd be scared.
But until that point, and
then they drop you and they're like, nah.
Yeah, but you're changing because you're taking it to not the most extreme, but a more extreme circumstance where you're being pulled by a ray. Like I'm saying, we're not there yet. It's not that close. It's still thousands of miles away. We have this technology that can like zoom in on that, and it looks like butts in a window. And then let me add to it. Then one of them, a little kid, like pops around. It looks like he's smiling or laughing, or she.
Right.
At some point, would we be able to be like, wait a minute, what if they're mooning us? And Mariah Carey's playing, so they show and they represent that there is some acceptance of or understanding of our popular culture.
If they're playing, or if they're just playing like a repeat of like a Beavis and Butthead laugh.
Yeah, that would be
like over and over.
That would be creepy though. But then what do we do? Like, so I know this has been in 1,000 movies.
Then we get a bat signal and we shine a big butt towards them. Of us giggling
to show we're unified
in mooning.
But what would we?
And I have to say, I'm guaranteeing that we are the first people to ever discuss this with Umamo.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And maybe we're the ones who are right.
And we could be right.
This is what it takes. You really need to think.
Or it's
through
just an asteroid.
It's
just going through.
Why is it called asteroid? Bro, how do you think that was named?
Well done.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah. But we would have to put defenses up in every single country all over the world.
We would.
But at what point would we? Do you think in this day and age, on like the UN level or probably beyond that, because certain countries, such as ours right now, would probably push to not wait for the UN approval, would we fire at it? Like with that information, with the Mariah Carey... Initially meteor comet, then Mariah Carey, then what looks like a butt. Let's say the kid doesn't turn around. It gets closer and closer and closer. Would we let it land or hit before we fired at it? What do you think?
Oh, there's no way we'd let it get close enough.
We would shoot nukes at it.
I guarantee you we'd find a way to like
blow it up.
Yeah. Or we'd try.
Wouldn't like send like a space shuttle towards it to like, hey, what do you guys do? I mean, that would be hard to intercept.
I mean, possibly. We could get like some SpaceX dude to like shoot up to the ISS, and then the ISS could go out and send like a thing to it.
Yeah, I guess that's what you do. I guess.
And then who are the old guys who like went up with like Ben Affleck and landed on the asteroid?
Armageddon.
Yeah.
I can stay awake just to hear. Oh man, I love that. I don't like that song. Just kidding. No, I actually like that song. Is Liv Tyler in that? Because her dad sings that song.
Probably. I mean, that's probably how they got the song.
Yeah. Damn, that's a big hit though. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a thing.
Okay. By the way, also the other thing is, did you see the video that was released by the Department of Defense?
Mm-mm.
So, finally, the Department of Defense admitted that they're studying UFOs.
Oh, nice.
And their big thing is that they want to study credible, like military personnel who come across crafts that they cannot explain. So it's not like they're like taking civilian notifications and like trying to search those out.
Right.
These are just military aircraft. They said, if you come across something, we will not, and you have it on your heads-up display, there's always video of it.
What?
And so they're like, well, now we want to follow that and follow up on that, and we want to investigate it. One of the ones that they released, imagine this. So the Navy was doing exercises out in like San Diego. And they called the ships called back, and they said, we need to scramble crafts out here because there are large objects dropping from 80,000 feet into the water and then shooting back up out of the water to 80,000 feet.
When was this?
This was in 2012.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So these guys, well, maybe this might have been 2004. The program was shut down in 2012.
Yeah.
But anyway, these guys said, okay, so they scrambled fighters, and one of the fighters that went out to intercept this craft to tell them that they were in unauthorized space and they couldn't be doing these maneuvers.
Yeah.
They scrambled. They went out right to where the ship was,
right,
and they lined it up. You can see it in the heads-up display, and the guy is trying to keep a lock on it, and it's kind of locking, and then all of a sudden it just jukes away.
What?
And he says, like, at a speed that he cannot fathom.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm not going to say it's alien, but I have never seen anything maneuver that way.
Like that, right.
And he's very happy that it's been declassified by the U.S. government so that now he can talk about it because it was unreal to him.
Holy
and his
Moses,
co-pilot.
Dude. Yeah.
And they have it all on the heads-up display. So that you can clearly see, like, they do an infrared of it. They, like, clearly switch back and forth to try and see what's the best way to track it.
Yeah. I still don't get, though, why would there ever be a situation where that's hidden from? Like, how is it possible you could hide? If something were to travel that far and be intelligent enough to do that, how is it that the government or any organization would be strong enough to hide that from, like, public? Which I guess it doesn't, because you have these accounts.
Right.
But it just doesn't seem like it wouldn't hit a higher populace than just one or two random people in the middle of nowhere. That's what I don't get. It just doesn't make sense.
It didn't hit it hit a whole group of people.
Did.
Like,
right.
the ships reported it. Like, multiple ships reported it.
Right.
And that's why it cost a lot of money to scramble jets out. So they were like, oh, we got to go investigate. These people are dropping things, and they could be trying to take out these ships.
Jesus.
And they were 40 feet in diameter. So they weren't small objects.
Yeah. But there was nothing after that was found.
Nothing. Like, it went away so fast that they couldn't even.
So then they're just joking with us. What if those are giant balls?
Yeah, they are. They're space balls. Watch out.
They're just teabagging the Pacific Ocean.
Exactly.
They're actually completely kidding with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that was amazing. We found out that the aliens are what we want them to be.
Yeah, they are messing with us. And so the other thing is that the Chilean government also in 2012 had an incident where a craft was hovering that looked like two balls. And I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And then it just let out a contrail fart. Like,
come on.
I'm
They're
not
totally fucking with us.
I'm not kidding. But the thing is they thought it was like a large ship that was like, the reason that they couldn't see it on radar was maybe that mist that it was putting out was like water, and it was like causing problems with the radar signal.
Okay.
But that makes no sense. Like the Air Force said, no way. There's nothing. And also, if they were shooting water out, it would just go straight to the ground.
Right.
It wouldn't contrail out. So they don't know what it was.
Wow,
but they stayed with it for an hour, and then finally it just shot off and disappeared into the clouds.
So do you think these are aliens?
My gut thought is that it's some sort of alternative craft.
That's such a cop-out.
I don't think
do you think it's a country or like doing secret scientific research? Like,
I do.
Like a human being?
I do.
Or is it an alien?
The reason that I think it's probably a human craft.
Okay, so it's made here.
I feel like it is because it's so like the one thing people talk about is like the a craft not being able to move like
sideways
at a direction really crazily, the pilot would be killed.
Right.
But it could be unmanned.
Right.
And that's super easy to do.
Yeah, like the way drones can move, you just don't see a lot of them moving that fast, but obviously that technology exists. You just don't have it accessible.
Like like in the 60s, they said there was no way. This one guy said he saw a contrail and it would mean that the plane, he was a engineer, and he said it would mean that the plane was at such a high altitude and was going so fast that it like bent reality.
Jesus.
And what he saw was later we found out was the SR-71.
That's rad. But so that could be the typical story. It was a technology that we had never seen the like reactive nature of. And, yeah.
It's like
and that makes complete sense in this day and age of technology exponentially growing, that there's shit like that right now.
Yeah. I mean, and
that we can't fathom.
Yeah, we can't fathom it. The government's trying to keep it under wraps, and the cover of a UFO sounds great.
So the thought is that any of these UFO sightings up to this point in history have been that situation, and there probably haven't been aliens that have visited our planet yet.
I think almost solely are those. They're the ones that are bizarre are the ones that like NASA catches in space. But even that still could be a craft from like China, like
satellite that was sent out that wasn't communicated.
Right.
Yeah. I think I agree with you on that. I think we would know if it were aliens. I don't think that would be able to be hidden.
And I think the government would be more on alert about it.
Right.
They would certainly not declassify the program and say,
they would probably, if it were to the point that it was at all, if it were even, it's funny because it gets back to the original question. If this thing were flying in and everyone realized, well, by the standards of if we believe that these UFOs are aliens, then that's exactly what's already happened.
Right.
The government has seen these things and they've tried to hide it, but they would really need like adoption. I mean, I guess you could have heads of state putting the nuclear codes in, but you really would want adoption so that you could nuke it out of the sky. Right. You wouldn't want to hide it from the public. You would want public support.
Yeah, and that's why like the Chilean government gave it to our Air Force.
Right.
Like they didn't say, they're like, hey, is this you guys?
Right.
And that one didn't come out in the America or the American dump of data.
Right.
So maybe it was one of our crafts.
Right.
So as with all great podcasts such as ours,
right,
we have to wrap the show with a follow-up on two phenomenal stories that we did.
Nice.
One you'll remember because it was in episode 35 named Will He Stay or Will He Joe? One of yours, I think, is your third episode.
Okay.
And do you remember?
That was when it was really questionable if I was going to hang around.
Exactly. Yeah. You were getting it was a little too dark.
Right. Yeah. No, that's been there from day one. Yeah.
Yeah. But now you're jumping in with your own dark.
That's true. It's weird how things can be cyclical in that way. I feel like our society sort of functions like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you still can't get your thing up on your metaphor for life.
I haven't made it over the rug.
For life.
I've struggled with rugs at many points in my life.
So do you remember Monalisa Perez? Or La Monalisa?
Kind of. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What
is it the one stuck in the window who pooped in the...
No, but that's a great one. We should have followed up with that one.
The one who got locked in the fridge?
No.
See, at least I'm remembering these.
You are.
It's the one that got attacked by the weird death metal dude from...
You're right episode.
Oh, that was the same episode.
Same episode.
Is it the girl who killed her boyfriend?
Yes.
With the gun.
Well done.
Yes, dude.
Okay. So today, Monalisa Perez, who she and her boyfriend were crazy YouTube stunt people trying to get likes. And she, a mother of two, decided to point a 50 caliber Desert Eagle gun right at her boyfriend, who felt like a book would prevent it from going through. And he obviously picked the wrong size book, because I looked at a bunch of videos today where people have used like stacks of paper, not with people behind them, and shot at them, and
with like high powered rifles
with
and
a
guns?
50 caliber Eagle.
Really?
Desert
And it didn't
Eagle.
go through?
It went through one pack of paper, but not two.
Yeah.
But the big thing that they used is hollow point bullets, because those, when they hit, they splinter, and so the impact is shorter.
Right.
But then I watched this one guy who took a phone book and shot 22s at it, and it went all the way through to the back.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if it pierces at the right angle.
What I'm saying is we shouldn't try it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or you,
will.
I don't want to shoot it, because then I'll be facing.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was facing manslaughter, 10 years in prison with a $20,000 fine, but because the family agreed to a plea bargain, she's going to get second-degree manslaughter, which will leave her with 180 days in jail in 30-day increments over 3 years. Then at the end, she will have the possibility of electronic home monitoring over 10 years with supervised probation.
So that seems so. I'm trying to remember the details of the story. If I remember correctly, she definitely, and this was part of the, at least this was probably part of the defense, I think you had mentioned, where they were trying to promote the fact that she was pushing to not do it.
Yeah.
And was like crying. It was like, why are you making me do this? And it was sort of,
And that was clear in the video. Apparently they looked.
I don't think I ever watched the video.
No, they haven't released that.
Okay. Yeah. By the time you told me the story, it was probably already down.
Yeah. So.
But you saw it or you didn't see it?
No, they never released it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
They just came there and got all of the equipment when they found him dead.
Yeah.
So they wanted to see what happened.
So she's basically going to jail for half of a year in increments for being kind of just
an idiot,
super smart. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's she had tweeted out just before that, me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine. And then they found Ruiz dead. Her boyfriend, outside of their home in Minnesota.
Yeah, really sad. Very sad.
It was really sad because she clearly didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
and now she lost her.
And they're young
puppy.
and they don't know. And
they were
just
20
being
years old.
stupid, and it shows the like hype of being popular, and that's a scary, longer conversation. But it's, at the end of the day, it's really sad.
Okay, so I think that was actually a fairly forgiving sentence for the judge, because he only put her in jail for 30-day increments, and then she's home for the rest of the year, and then she has to go again the next year for a month, and then
see, would you want that though? I mean, I guess that's a much better way to like develop your life, where you're not losing like in one fell swoop.
Well, she's a mom of two, so
that's true. But don't you want to? But I think what would be tough about that? What is this? A 30-60? I mean, that's like, that's about it. I guess it's a
90. So she's got to do this many times through.
Like 10 years.
Yeah. No. It's over 3 years. So it's 30-day on off over 3 years.
Okay.
So
I don't just want to go in there and get it over with. I don't know.
Yeah. You think like what, 3 months, 4 months?
Knock it out.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. I don't know.
I agree. I think that was a fair sentence.
Right. Now on the other hand, we did a story that was before your time joining the podcast, pre-Joe, and
PJ.
PJ. So did you ever do like a summer at sea?
No, never did that. I was talking about that just the other day about how some of the Rowan about this.
Yeah.
How like it'd be cool to have done. I think you were there too, actually. Yeah, the study abroad, and everyone goes to Florence, and then the pros and cons of that. Just
shout out to Johnny Ramada
in Florence. Yeah, exactly. And I never pulled that off.
So I feel like I might have told you this story, but there were two girls who went on this cruise for several months from Canada, and then they went all around the South America, kind of a worldwide tour, and ended up in Australia.
That's a big tour.
Yeah, and when they got off the ship, they had $30 million of cocaine on them.
Oh my God.
And they were facing life in prison.
Can you have that much cocaine on you, or that was like within like bags they were carrying? Like
it was in their carry-on. They had.
Is it that valuable, or is it just like really?
It was a lot of cocaine.
Prices are big.
Like they show the bags that they had,
Yeah.
and they both had like 2 carry-on bags, and they were just filled to the brim with cocaine, and the rest of their stuff was.
But they claim that they didn't know it was there.
No, they knew. They admitted that it was theirs.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So
They
what's the
said
story?
she said that she had roped a friend in to do this with her. This is Isabelle Lagace.
Was it planned the whole time, and they were picking it up
Yeah.
along the way, or was it just like the last run to like get this from here to here?
No, they boarded in Canada and
With cocaine.
with the plan to go around to each one of these stops in South America and pick up more and more cocaine, and then to eventually offload it in Australia.
Doesn't that seem way riskier than just getting it all in one place and then offloading it?
Well, the other thing too is they set off a international warning because it was 2 very young girls. They were both in their like early 20s, and they were spending like $40,000 on cruise tickets, which they didn't have.
Oh, interesting.
And
that's a bit of a red flag.
And they were being basically supervised by a much older man who has like no history on the internet.
But this person was in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last 2, Melinda, I think or Melina Roberge is the other girl, and then the guy, I can't remember his name, but they're getting sentenced next year. But this girl was the first one tried.
I didn't think Canadians did that stuff, man.
Yeah, apparently. Well, she worked at Pandora. No, the other girl worked at Pandora.
Ooh.
Not Pandora the music.
The jewelry company.
Jewelry company. And the other girl worked as a amateur porn girl and also at a bar.
Interesting.
So they clearly didn't have the assets to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So a multi-country task force was following them around. It involved.
So they picked up on it halfway through.
No, they picked up on it right away.
Because they were monitoring.
Yeah.
So this is all internet shit then. They were basically probably monitoring the surfing habits of like what these people would buy online, where they would go, and they could find out that they weren't wealthy enough to afford a $40,000 ticket.
I'm not sure exactly how it became alerted, but they were looking specifically for this type of group. And then what they started doing was these girls were so smart that they posted all along the trip on Instagram. So that the task force could just follow them via Instagram, know exactly what they were, where they were, and what they were doing, and then they could go to their local like agents and follow them around, and that's how they knew exactly who all was involved. And these girls were screwed. Before they had everybody lined up waiting for the boat.
Oh my God, brutal.
And they didn't even. They had search dogs, but they went right
to
their.
Use them.
Yeah, they just went right to her.
Oh my God, crazy.
Yeah, so
they got nailed.
They were facing life.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And
$30 million worth of cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a massive smuggling operation. Sure. So I think Australia was saying that they had to give mandatory life. But she must have.
Are they Australian or they're Canadian?
Canadian.
Okay.
The big thing they were talking about is their attorneys were trying to get it life back in Canada.
Tried in Canada, right?
Well, no, they have an agreement with Australia that says that they can serve back in their home country.
Got it.
So her sentence was very lucky, much like the other girl who shot her boyfriend. She got 7.
Wait, what do you mean her? There were 2 of them, right?
There are 2, but the second one hasn't gotten sentenced yet.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
and they're sort of like the same, or was one the ringleader? Like, is there any difference between the 2 of them?
Well, I'm curious to see if the first girl rolled.
Oh, interesting.
And started telling stuff.
But do they just flip a coin to see who they ask first? Maybe they go after both of them and see if one of them will tell about the other.
First person who takes the deal.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it could be really like the other girl could be screwed.
Yeah. Or other way around. Maybe they wait to announce this before they say there's nothing on the other girl.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It would make sense that it would be that way.
And her life is like if you fuck over the Colombians.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to be.
I guess that's the witness protection thing.
Yeah, in 7.5 years.
Oy.
So she was sentenced to 7.5 years, but she can get out in 3.5 years with good behavior, and then the other two will get mysterious. The mysterious older guy who they don't really tell anything about. They haven't been sentenced yet, so
that's pretty light, man.
It's really light.
I get, like there should be lighter sentences on marijuana and all those things, but with cocaine and that amount, and think about all the kids who are like, that's going to affect in Australia, and that's just stupid. She should be in there a long time. Yeah, and that should be half or life.
Well, the one thing that I'm sure they took into account is A, whatever information she gave up.
Right.
B, like if they can get like a big drug cartel, which this has to be looped in with some big cartel.
Yeah, but again, would she, maybe, I guess, like if she were to not just give up her friend, which they don't care, right? They don't, like her giving up her friend, I can't imagine does anything for the Australian or Canadian government. So she would need to be giving up someone at the cartel, and they would go, I don't know, maybe I've seen a lot of movies, but I feel like based on my knowledge of Narcos, they'd go after her so hard.
Yeah, but the other thing too is she, I'm sure, pleaded some sort of duress because she owed $20,000 to someone of shady repute.
Right.
So I'm guessing she gave up that person. But regardless, all of this is going to leave her. Like I wouldn't want to be the one to walk out of that jail.
You don't want to be. You don't.
Or even be in the jail.
You don't want to be second connections on LinkedIn with that person.
No.
Or sixth. So what about the handler guy or the?
They get they're in February. I think is when they get.
Okay.
So
it's the other girl and one other guy who was with them, and the two girls are who had the cocaine on them and he didn't.
Right.
But he might even be the cartel contact. No,
he might be, or he was definitely with them, and he bought the tickets.
Okay, interesting. So he's maybe equally liable.
Oh, for sure. He was clearly. It definitely appears to me that he was there to watch the two of them
as pawns or something.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So
then maybe they do have someone in custody that both of the women could basically have a plea deal. Because of, and if it's getting more info from him,
but
and then he's the one who's on the line with the cartel connections.
But the other girl, Melina, she when they brought her in to give her sentencing date, she was inconsolable, wouldn't stop bawling, like was
dude.
Yeah. So
were they friends? They were friends or not?
Yeah, they were friends.
Okay.
So imagine this. Imagine if you find out your other friend took the deal. You're going to get a trial date that's later because you didn't take the deal.
That's a bummer, dude.
And
yeah, it sounds like she's in trouble.
Yeah. I think they told her, "Hey, you should have talked faster."
Yeah, or too late now. Or again, maybe there's still time for someone else, but
yeah.
Ugh. Wow, brutal.
And she's a younger one too.
Yeah. Jeez.
So all right. Well, thanks for listening to these lovely stories on vomiting rainbows.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
And we welcome your comments and ideas, especially about what we talked about before, our upcoming idea for a rambling podcast. And you can email us at contact@vomitingrainbows.com. You can find us at We Vomit Rainbows on all social media, and then listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and then rate us and help us grow. Help spread the word.
Yeah. It's like massage our growth.
Massage our growth.
Damn it.
Dude, you always go.
I'll edit that out. That feels. No. I didn't even mean that to be that way.
It's staying in there.
No, I mean, when you have this ACL thing, which you've gone through, you think about massage in a new way where it's just like, this is something I can't believe I didn't think about more in my life till now. Like, you take care of your body in those ways. And I'm not talking about anything weird. I'm literally just saying, like, it'd be nice to have support.
Dude, I'm not pressing.
I'm not asking you to massage me. I'm just asking in general. We should all. This sounds so creepy, and I don't mean it to be creepy at all.
Dude, I haven't even hit stop yet.
Great.
So this will just all be in there.
That's great.